Thank you. It's the 14th of July, Rabbi Furst, Pierke Avos.
Very good. Good morning, everyone. This is Rabbi Shlomo Furst Yeshiva Stamanavshi here in Yerushalayim. Here of Zoom. We're learning in first year this morning Avos, in the first mission of the fourth parak. We're going to see a couple of maforshim that we started off. Again, the mission starts with Maimer, a statement from Ben Zoma, Ezu Chacham on them. Okay, and we have several different. Let me just put it on the. If you let me share the screen, Lou, then I'll be able to put it on the screen as well.
All right. Allow. Let's see. Allow. Let's see. How do I do that? Let's see. Screen sharing. Share screen. Multiple participants. Okay, you should be able to share it now.
Okay, let's give it a try here. Okay. Okay. Very good. Okay, we are. Let's review the Rav Bartanura. If you notice where that is, I'll put you. See a little. Okay, where the little red ball of red is there. Okay, anyone like to read to begin with?
I volunteer.
Okay, thank you, Lou. You can go ahead if you like.
This is the wise person. Hachi Kamar. Here that he says.
Well, Hachi Kamar. I mean, like this. It's like this. This is what it means to say. I mean, this is the intent of what he's saying. Simply, I mean, he's simply not describing to you who's wise, but he's explaining a little bit more, as he says, by Ezu Chacham.
Ezu Chacham, she Roy, she Yis Halala, Bechacha Maso. He is worthy of being praised for his wisdom.
Right, meaning what's being inferred here is you can have different types of wise people, even perhaps wise people within the realm of Torah. But there is a special type of a person who's worthy of being praised for his wisdom, and that's the type of person that we're talking about over here.
Halamed Mikol Adam. He learns from every person. The Afal P, and even though Sheyu Katan Mimenu, even though that the person he's learning from is smaller than him.
Right. He's meaning in terms of wisdom. He's on a less of a level of wisdom than himself. He knows that.
Shekevan she'eno chas al kivodo, since that he is not, he does not care about his honor. V'lomeid min ha-kitanim, and he learns from those who are less wise than him. Nichrim hadivarim shechacha maso. It's evident that that in matters of his wisdom, who l'shem shemayim, he is acting for the sake of heaven. He's not being selfish. He's being unselfish. He's not concerned with himself. He's concerned with Hashem. Below,
right. I mean, it's also beyond being selfish. Meaning he doesn't have any ulterior motives for gathering his wisdom, for making himself out to be wise.
Right. Below lehis yahar ule ha sefar ba, and he's not showing off and aggrandizing himself with his wisdom.
Right. That's right. Because otherwise, because if that was his motivation to aggrandize himself and to show off, he wouldn't be lowering himself to learn from someone who's less than him. So the fact
Right.
that he's learning from someone who's less than him, that shows that his intentions are true and honest and they're l'shem shamayim. Okay, very good.
Amar Ezahu Chacham. It says, this is the one who is wise. Bevadai she yikra b'shem Chacham. Certainly, if he is called by the name of a wise person, mi she makir chesron Yidi aso. Shemakir. I don't know what shemakir is.
He recognizes, right?
Okay, so me, who is it that recognizes the value of his knowledge?
I mean, the person who's called a chacham, right? He's called a chacham because he himself recognizes his own lack of full knowledge. He realizes he has a lot more to learn. So a person that realizes he has a lot more to learn, he's considered to be truly wise. He doesn't think he knows it all.
So in this case, the word me is translated as one who.
Yes, that's right.
Okay. Va'afilu she'yiyeh Rav Gadol Yishar Be'atzmo. And even that he is a great rabbi.
Yes, right.
For others, Yishar Ba'atzmo. Ba'atzmo is for himself. What is Yishar?
Well, Yishar means he should view himself. He should view himself. So
even though he is actually a great Rav, he should view himself. Shelo higia mimena kitfa min hayam. Ketipa min hayam. That he is not he is not greater than a drop in the ocean.
Right, meaning whatever wisdom, whatever he understands that as great as he is, his wisdom doesn't really amount to even like a drop in the ocean.
Va'al kain yish tadal lilmod michol adam. Therefore, what's yish tadal?
You should strive or endeavor.
Therefore, he should strive to learn from every person. Vayikach mizeh tipa umizeh tipa, and to take from this one a drop and from this one a drop. From each person he learns from, he learns a little bit. Ad shiyaseh mi hatipos devar gadol, until that it makes he makes from the drops a great thing.
Right. You take one drop and another drop, and you collect all the drops, and it becomes great. You know that that's the power of water. Each raindrop itself is very small and not so powerful. But when all the raindrops become focused, so they can become raging rivers, and they can cause good things to happen, and also could be very damaging because all the drops join together.
וכל זה הוא מצד שידע שהחכמה אין לה תכליס. And with all this, from the perspective of that he knows that his wisdom is not for a purpose.
Well, tachlis can be a purpose also, but also it means it's like it's without limit. We say in the morning, right? We say at the very beginning of the morning, the siddur begins. We say we say in the Adon Olam, like if you remember your Adon Olams from the siddur in the morning, you say Adon Olam Hashem Allah v'terem kol yitzi nivra leis naseh v'chefza kol azay melech shemo nikra v'achrei kilchois hakol levado yimloch noira hu haya v'hu haveh v'hu yeh v'sifara v'hu echad ve'ein sheni l'hamshil lo lahachbira. Beli Reishis, right? Beli Reishis, Beli Sachlis, right? It's a word, the same word we have here. Beli Reishis, without beginning, Beli Sachlis, without end or limit. Right?
Okay, interesting.
That's what we have here. So that's the same thing. Ein la Sachlis. There's no limit. There's no end to the wisdom that's to be found in the Torah. There's no end to that. So as much as a person's going to acquire, you'll put one drop after another drop after another drop. You'll put constantly more drops, so to speak, of wisdom together. But still, it's like adding drops of rain to the ocean. There'll never be a time when it's going to be fully filled and fully. You'll never realize the full extent of what you have. Okay, continue.
Okay, so Derech Chaim.
Right. This is the Maharal at Prague. Derech Chaim here.
Maharal.
Okay.
Okay, so Shamar Eza Chacham. It says this is a wise person. Sheroi Sheyikra Chacham. That he is. It's fitting that he should be called a wise person. Zehu Asher Hu Lomaid Mikol Adam. That he is a person that learns from every person. Klomar, that is to say, she mish tokek achar hachachama mitzad atzmo. What is this word? She mish tokek.
That he aspires.
That he aspires, that is to say that he aspires after wisdom from his perspective.
Being like Mitzad Atzmo means like on its own, meaning it's a singular desire for Chachma's sake itself, for the sake of Chachma itself. without any other ulterior reasons or motivations.
Right. Okay. Ad shehu lomad mikol adam, until that he learns from every person. Hine roy adam kazeh sheyikra b'shem chacham. And we see that it is fitting for this man to be called by the name of a chacham, a wise person. Bivadai shelo ba'a lo. Certainly, it does not come to him chachamas chachma b'mikra. The wisdom, the mikra is that he is called.
That he's called the Shem Chachma, but Vadai definitely Shalo Ba-Loi Chachma b'mikra, meaning the Chachma didn't come by chance to him. Mikra is chance.
Right? Chance. Okay, so certainly he's fitting to be called a chacham, and certainly the wisdom did not come to him by chance. Rak kasher hu haya mish tokek el hachachama. Only that he aspired towards the wisdom, ad shalamad mikol adam, until that he learned from every man, v'nich shav chachama mitzad atzmo, and he what is this word nichshav?
It's considered.
It's considered that his wisdom is on its own. It's for its own sake.
Right.
Shehaya mishtokek lechachma, that it was that he aspired for the wisdom.
Right. That.
Why does it say it's considered that like he aspired for it? He did aspire for it.
Well, it's I think he's going a little bit on the previous thing, that rak kasher haya mishtokek el chachma, rather as it is, he's aspiring to chachma so much until that he learns v'lamed mikol adam v'nikshav chachma mitzad atzmo, that it's something singular in and of itself, that he has a desire for the chachma. The chachma itself is something independent from any other type of motivations. It's a singular aspiration. He has one aspiration singularly, uniquely, and that's for the chachma itself.
So it seems like there's two factors here in this that contributing to this idea of that the wisdom is for its own sake. One is that he's learning from all people, and the other is that he's aspiring for knowledge.
Right. Yep.
Okay.
I mean, if you can take, look, apparently you can take anything. For example, a person's a carpenter, right? So obviously he aspired to be a carpenter. If a person achieved something, right, or achieved some type of expertise or level of knowledge in some type of trade, profession, body of knowledge. So he achieved that obviously because he must have wanted to do it. And usually people accomplish things because they have a certain desire for it, a certain aspiration to achieve what they finally do achieve. So there can be many paths by which a person will come to gain knowledge. But the person who's considered to be wise is not simply because he acquired knowledge. It's actually the method by which he acquired the knowledge. He wasn't satisfied simply to acquire the knowledge on his own, because his desire for true knowledge was so great that any opportunity to gain more knowledge from anybody who they may be, he took that opportunity to gain knowledge from them. So that's the type of a chacham that we're referring to over here. Okay.
All right, Tiferes Israel.
Yeah.
Halomed mikol adam. He learns from all people. De ha-chachama tosheg al yedei bet devarim. That the wisdom tosheg, I don't know.
Yes, I'm not sure about that word myself.
Depends. It sounds like it means depends.
Yeah, depends. Okay, very good.
It depends.
Thank you.
It depends on two things. One, al yedei ribui halimudim shekabal me hakodmim. What's ribui?
An extensive or an extensive amount.
Yeah.
An extension of the study that he receives
That he had received earlier.
Yeah, that's it. An extensive
mean is earlier.
Yeah, the predecessors. It's an extensive study of receiving from the predecessors. He studies extensively what he can receive from those who preceded him.
Okay. Bet too. Al yedei ha shechalta atzmo.
That's sickliest atzmo. The sickliest atzmo, meaning his own intelligence.
Intelligence.
Right, seichel is intelligence.
His own intelligence. Sheyevana bishekulo al osan ha limudim shalamad. That he understands everything that he studied and learned.
Right. Shiyavana, he builds.
He builds.
Shiyavana, yeah, Shiyavana, Beis Hamikdash, Bim Haraya Remena, right? Shiyavana.
Right.
shall
I
begin.
thought it was like kavana
Right.
or anyway, he builds
Besichlo, he builds with besichlo, with his intelligence. Al oson haloimdim shalomit. He builds with his intelligence upon those things which he has learned. So with that, with the things that he's learned, he uses his intelligence to build with.
right. Olam hasiklas ha'adam she me atzmo. So the situation is that the intelligence of a man is from himself. Bivli mibli sheyakdima limo sevaros me acherim he lirov delo urzeh.
Viraza.
The raza. What's viraza?
Well, dal means impoverished, and raza means like weak.
Weak. Okay, so mibli, without sheyik dima is predecessors.
Right, that's like prerequisites, like prerequisites.
Without prerequisites, to learn his thoughts, Sivaros, his thoughts.
So the thoughts, right?
From others, that the majority are not weak.
Yeah, the rov meaning in most cases, dala v'razi. It's like impoverished and weak. Now, let me explain. We'll go over everything from the beginning. Yeah. A person, his wisdom is based upon let's say his wisdom is achieved by two things. One is through the great study of the predecessors that came before him, number one. And secondly, through his own seichel. That through his own seichel, sheyibana b'seichel al osan halimidim shalomik. And his intelligence is going to build based on what he has, based on those teachings he has learned. Ulam, however, hasichlas adam ma'atzmo, the person's own intelligence, mibli shekidma limitsoras ma'achemim, the seichel of a person without the prerequisite learning thoughts and concepts from other people, meaning the person's own intelligence. If it'll be simply his own intelligence without any prerequisite learning of thoughts from other people, he l'rov, in most cases, dala v'razi, it's going to be destitute, poor, it'll be poor and weak. meaning to strengthen the person's own intelligence, he must have an interaction and a prerequisite knowledge that's gained from other people. If he's not going to have that prerequisite knowledge that's gained from other people, his own intelligence is going to be weak and faulty.
Do we have a redundancy here? Because Aleph seems to say that he's got to build on what he learns from others, from his predecessors, and now Bet ends with if he doesn't base his seichel on the prerequisites of his learning and his thoughts, then it won't work. Is that the same thing that you're saying twice?
It's the same. He's talking about the idea, but he's using it a different way. There, again, the two basic things a person needs to, as the basis, the foundation of his chachma, are one, number, a great deal of learning from those who preceded him, and secondly, his own innate intelligence. But the innate intelligence is not enough in and of itself to make him able to properly establish his wisdom. Because without the input from other people, then his own intelligence is going to be lacking the strength that it gets from having the other opinions of previous people who came before him available to him. If he's lacking that, he won't have a proper intelligence, a proper chachma. So where do you see the redundancy?
Well, okay. The first point is that that wisdom is dependent upon extensive learning from predecessors, from other people. And the second point is he's got to use his seichel, but if he uses his seichel without basing it on what he's learned from other people, then it's going to be impoverished and weak.
Right.
So it seems like you could leave Aleph out because you've already said in Bet, part of Bet is he needs to rely heavily on his predecessors.
Right. But
I guess maybe it's a sequence. First he's got to learn from others. Then once he's gained a certain basis of knowledge and understanding from the learning from others, now he can start adding his own seichel.
Right. You need a foundation. You need the foundation before you can do anything.
But don't forget about the fact that you still need the others.
right, it's not
Right.
enough simply to the Gemara in Chagiga. I think we're probably getting down to about 5 minutes. My session is going to close abruptly when it reaches another 5 minutes or so, maybe even
Actually,
less.
three and a half.
2 in a minute. Okay, so so it's going to cut off. So So
When
you'll
it
start the
comes
next
up,
session. If you,
I'll start the new session for the next class.
right, you'll start the new session. We'll go till the end till it cuts off. But the Gemara Chagiga brings a question about they had Charoshim, they had people who were deaf and dumb, as to whether or not they're considered to be Chayiv in mitzvahs, and whether or not they're considered to have an intelligence. So we don't have time to go into the whole questions of the Gemara there, but the fact that they're not able to communicate clearly with other people limits their own ability to have wisdom and intelligence, because they don't have that input that we're talking about in Aleph, that Riboy Limunim Shikabel Ma'achadomin. They don't have a information bank, a data bank of things that they receive from other people. So that itself is a weakness in their own intelligence. Okay. In any event, I guess we'll stop here. And we can continue with the next year in a few minutes. And I guess tomorrow, Erev Shabbos, 9:30, we'll say something on the Parsha Shavua, if you like. In the meantime, Roy, you should have a good afternoon.
Thank you, and you too.
Thank you, thank you. And hopefully we'll see everyone soon in the Mr. Shavuot in the next few moments. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Rabbi.
Good, thank
See you in a minute.
Thank you for filling in for me, even though it turned
Sure.
out I got here on time.
No, good, Baruch Hashem, no problem. Anytime, no problem. Shabbat for Shalima.
Amen. Amen.
Okay, very good.